Hey guys, it's Paul the Jazzman with Big Easy Modeling Solutions, and we're here to talk about another exciting new product from BIMS for the Refit Enterprise. This is the Refit Micro Series board, and you can see it right over here, kind of in the middle to the right. Yeah, right here. And we'll talk about the features in just a moment, but a little story behind this. A lot of people have been asking, hey, can I get a board like that with all the great effects with the deflector and weapons and warp, but I don't want the sound effects. I don't want to pay the extra money for the Captain series for that. Don't really need the sound. Don't want the Admiral series. It's got too much stuff on it. I just want some nice weapons and a couple of extra little things. So this is what we've come up with, and we put it on a tiny little board. And we're going to go over some of the features here, and we hope that this will accommodate some of your needs that you've been looking for. So here's the board again over here, and got lots of effects. It's only about 1 inch wide by about 1 inch long here, and it sits up about 1/4 inch tall. So real quick, please forgive my voice. I'm still sick. I know some of you guys have been asking what's up, but I'm still a little ill. But anyway, we're going to go over some of the effects here, and you'll see it's got the proper navigation, strobe lights, impulse engines. It's also got a warp effect here, and of course it's got the accurate deflector dish, like all of the current refit programs from Big Easy. And it's also got Photon Torpedoes, so we were able to add all of that stuff on this tiny little board. And you've got all the effects on that side, and then you've got the 3 switches and some power management stuff in the front rail there. And the 3 switches will operate all the effects. Okay, so we're going to turn the lights down here so you can see the effects better and dim the contrast a little to keep from washing the LEDs out quite so bad. My camera's a little limited, so please bear with that. And the first thing you're going to see is the navigation lights come on, and then you'll see the deflector ramp up when we plug it in here. And then right after that, the impulse engines will ramp up too. So deflector comes up to that nice copper color from the movies, from the motion picture. And of course you got your navs and strobes on too. So next thing we're going to do is transition the deflector to blue. So you get to see the blue color here. And with the nice crossfade that we have for the Big Easy deflector on all of our refit kits now. So here's the transition. There we go. And now we're going to transition it back to the standby mode because there's a cool little feature we've added to this one. When you go to warp, which is going to be our next addition, you'll see that the deflector will automatically transition to blue first, because you got to have the deflector active when you're in warp mode to clear all that stuff out of the way, right? And then you'll see, after that transition, you'll see the impulse engines ramp down. So there's the transition. Now the impulse engines will ramp down, and then the warp engines will engage and ramp up slowly. And then you get a nice warp flash. There you go. And it'll settle into kind of a cruise mode. So the engines do stay in warp mode until you transition out of that. At this point, you cannot adjust the deflector because, again, it has to stay active to clear all that stuff out of the way. So we're going to disengage the warp mode. You'll see the warp engines die down, and then the impulse engines ramp back up. And when you see the impulse engines come up and start flickering again, then you can adjust the deflector as you wish. So there's the impulse engines, and now we'll adjust the deflector. There you have it. So there's the warp mode and the impulse mode. And now let's fire off some torpedoes. We'll put it back to blue just cause. And then let's fire the torpedoes here. You'll see them, they're right over here by the navigation and formation strobes. So here we go. And we'll fire them off one more time just to check it out. So as you can see, we've packed a ton of effects into a tiny little board, and the goal is to keep the price very low as well and very affordable. Since you don't have the sound effects or the remote control or all that stuff, we packed it into as small a board as we could, and we're going to keep the price as low as we can, probably somewhere in the neighborhood of about $50 for the basic kit, which will include a lot of the things that you need. And then we'll also offer a supplemental kit for the wiring harness and the interior lights and all of that stuff. But the basic kit will include, of course, the board. It'll have the power supply, the special deflector and impulse crystal, and then the work grills. And we'll throw in probably about a dozen white LEDs for navs all over the ship, and then some red and green for the formation lights, and the impulse engines will be orange. So all of this should be available here beginning of October. So look for it at the website www.bimsfx.com and www.bigeasymodeling.solutions.com. Either one works. And hope you've enjoyed the presentation. We'll see you guys next time. So happy modeling, guys.